Welcome to GKey Solutions Private Limited.
SQL Server Integration Services, Classes and Real-Time Interview Questions and Answers. Part 50. How to load current date files into SQL Server database in SSIS. In this part of training, we are going to discuss about how to load current date files into SQL Server in SSIS. To load multiple files with the same date in their names in SSIS without using a script task, the correct approach is to use first a for each loop container, then wildcard file pattern that matches today's date, and a variable driven flat file connection manager. This lets SSIS load all files for today automatically. Let us see these things practically in SSIS. Now I am in SSIS. I am trying to create a package. Loading today date files is a package name, and to do that, first we have to see these are the different files with the current date. Today date is 2025 11th and 2021 is the date, and here we are having wildcard underscore and A is other. Based on this date, we have to insert the data from all these flat files like CSV files into SQL Server table. In SQL Server side also, we have a table created which is a date files table. Okay, let us see these things how to do in SSIS. For this, I am taking for each loop container first. I am trying to configure it. Before configure it, I am trying to create a new variables. Here, first variable, two variables I am going to create. First would be file path. For file path, data type will be string, and I am leaving as it is. And next one would be the pattern, today's pattern. To get the today's pattern, we are using another variable which is a string type. For this, I am trying to write an expression. To get the today's pattern, there is a syntax here. In this today's pattern variable, coming to the expressions, here I am trying to write an expression. See, here I am just copy paste this expression. Here from get date function, we are getting year, month and day. By using this write function, we are going to get a date like this. The expression is evaluated successfully. The date will be 2025 11 21. This is going to be created by using this function and will be placed in the today pattern files. Now I am trying to configure the for each loop container. In collections, I am taking to iterate through different files. We have to take for each file enumerator. In expressions, that is in collection expressions, I am just clicking on expressions and property. I am taking file spec as a property. Here in the expressions, again I have an expression which is this one. This is, I'll explain here. See, here sales underscore, this is the pattern, whatever may be the pattern, and this is the star we are having, underscore A, underscore B, underscore some name. All these pattern things will come into this thing by using today's pattern variable. Today's pattern variable and the remaining star is whatever the patterns, underscore or names, whatever the things are going to come into this expression. If you evaluate it, sales underscore star in place of star with the date, and the remaining things will populate here. That is, we are using in collections expression, file spec expression, we are writing this one. And after that, I am trying to browse the folder here. My files are in files, D folder files, and here I am just iterating through CSV files. And coming to the variable mapping, I am just mapping to file path, index is 0 for this one. Now I have configured for each loop container. Now I am trying to load the flat files like current date flat files into destination. For that I am taking data flow task into the for each loop container. Then I am clicking on the data flow task. To connect to a file, I am just taking flat file, that is In sources, you are having flat file source. I'm taking this component, trying to configure it. I'm trying to make a connection for this. I'm trying to browse a single file from here. I'm just taking the first one, and there is a data here. If you preview data, there is data in the first file as well. And here I want to make this like flat file connection dynamic. Why? Because it have to iterate through all the current date files which are having there. For that, I just clicked on this flat file connection manager, and I'm getting into the expressions of the properties. And here in properties, I'm just getting into the connection string. Here in connection string, I'm taking file path. If you evaluate, the expression is okay. Why? Because for file path, we did not specify anything. Why? Because on the fly, the value is going to come here for this variable. For each iteration, for each loop container will generate the file name, and it will populate to the file path variable. Based on that variable, it will be dynamically configured for file path connection manager. And we are going to load the different files which are located at the files with current date. Now I'm taking OLEDB destination component to load the data into the SQL Server database. For this, I'm trying to make a connection. Connection is already established. I have shown this thing many times in previous videos. I am taking this connection. There our table is located. Our table name is date files table. We have to take the table, date files table, and mappings also fine. If you see the data, there is no data now. Right now in the table, we are done with the configuration. Now I'm trying to load the data with 3 different files. Each file is having 1000 records with current date. Now 3 times the loop has been iterated, 3 times the variable file path has been loaded, and data has been loaded into the destination. If you select, there is 3000 records which are like uploaded to date files table, loaded to date file tables from different flat files with the current date file name. Based on this, we have loaded different files into our SQL Server destination. This is how we can load the data based on the current date file name with some extra patterns, extra names as well. I think you got some idea about how to load the files with the current date. Thank you.
Stay connected with GKey IT solutions on all your favorite platforms. Follow us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and press the bell icon to stay updated with all our latest content. Join the GKey community and grow your IT career with us.